Good evening, Berserker Patriot Store family. So, YouTube wasn't letting me come on, so I finally got on here. Holy shit. So, I know I said things were going to progress quick, but I didn't expect them to progress as quickly as they did. Um, but we all knew Biden going over to. Shit, that sucked. Sorry about that, guys. Um, my tripod just took a flip forward there. Anyway, Um, yeah, a lot of stuff happened today. A lot of things going on in the world. Can we say World War III yet? Because we are officially at war. That was made very apparently clear today, since the U.S. is now attacking Iraq, and Iraq is attacking us with drones. Our I don't know if you watched Biden's address, but don't worry, I got some of it up here. What's up, brother? I got some of it up here for us tonight. um, So I said the riots would start in other countries. They'd start getting pretty bad with the Palestine support. And sure enough, in Berlin, 65 police were injured and buildings were burnt to the ground. And a pro-Hamas. Oh, God, it's getting crazy. We outright have terrorists in our government. This lady that was in a part of the insurrection yesterday at the Capitol, which, by the way, I tried for 2.5 hours today to find information on the names of the people that were arrested at the Capitol yesterday. And I couldn't find any information on them in the public records of the Capitol Police whatsoever. At least the ones that I was able to look up and find anyway, the names of people that got arrested, wasn't able to find anything on them. No bookend, no nothing. So let's try to find out what's going on with those people, so we know, since they should quite clearly be held for the next 3 years in solitary confinement, right? And all kinds of crazy stuff. So let's see what happens with that. Um, so the people that were actually ahead of that organization yesterday was actually Hamas. Okay? And I'm going to explain to you why. And I want you to see if you can put two and two together now after what the Hamas leader announced on live TV today for everybody. So, let's get into what he said, first of all. And keep in mind, we're giving this person $100 million right now, because the head of the government in Gaza is Hamas, and 51% of the citizens that you want to send this money to voted for Hamas, and they just took a poll, and 50+% of the area supports Hamas. So, good. Congratulations that we are funding them. Now that we find out Korea's involved, and we found out Russia's involved today, and we found out China's involved for sure. We know now for sure they're providing drones for them to attack our military bases, which happened in Iraq and Syria, all the way over in Iraq and Syria. That's how far this is already spreading. Clear across the globe already. They're finding weapons from... Now, Russia is also buying weapons from Iran. They've connected Iran, Russia. I told you guys, it's kicking off quick. At the end of the Biden address today, he flat out said, God bless the troops after, and we hope they're safe. Said we're going there. More than likely, we're going to Russia, too. They dedicated our troops to the UN today. And to NATO. They dedicated our troops to NATO today. Said if Russia attacks NATO, which is what they're planning to do if you haven't been keeping up with what's going on with that, and we will go over there in force. We also dedicated ourselves to the Middle East today, and we actually have already fired missiles from jets at Iraq and Syria today, because they killed some Americans on a U.S. base today. So, yeah, it's going to get real crazy real quick from here on out. We're at war. We're officially at war. You'll be seeing it'll be getting declared very soon here. But yes, we are at war, guys, and that sucks balls. So let's get back over here. I got a bunch of stuff written down for today because you can't keep up with everything that's happening right now. It's almost impossible to keep up with things that are progressing so quickly. U.S. bases, missile fired, embassies burnt down. I'm thinking one of the things we got to think about this as well, if we do go into this global war before the election, it probably won't be an election. And absolutely, kids, there will be a draft. They're already talking about it tonight. The Secretary for Pentagon did an interview. All kinds of things are going on after the attack today. The Biden admin literally signed a death warrant for our best soldiers in America and doxed them on live TV, which is insanity. If you don't know about that, they didn't blur out the faces of the Delta Force boys, the SF boys that were on here. So, brothers, lead the way. Please watch your six and, do what's got to be done. As the motto goes, kill them all and let God sort them out, right? Because now they've signed, these people are going to be looking for these guys. These guys have done a lot of things, and now they are tied into past incursions. These exact boys have probably already been over to these places. Do you understand? So now, over 100,000 people saw this, and right now, every bit of our social media, every single bit of our freaking social media is being monitored by the Midwest, the Middle East, and when I say like California and all that stuff, because watch, Newsom's going over to Israel, and they're keeping up with everything that's going on, because now he's going to put his presidential bid in, now that Biden's down to 30% approval rating, and it's going to get, I'm saying, man, you guys better be getting ready and getting together. I've got people contacting me left and right now that weren't contacting me before. So I hope you have people in your community. We're going to watch some videos here of things that are going on all over the world. We're going to watch it from different news sources, and we're going to talk about why they're either full of shit or not full of shit. But what I want to really bring into attention right now is this representatives. There was like 32 representatives, 10,000 speakers at this insurrection yesterday, and they were representatives of our country. Okay, like Rashid Tlaib or whatever her name is, and Cori Bush, actively telling Hamas lies to young kids that are out here protesting, teenagers, and like, all of these kids, they're not adults anymore. We all know this. Actively spreading terror that at this point in time they already knew was a hoax and a bold-faced lie. So, since when is it okay for a sitting representative of our country to support a terrorist group? For one, spread the propaganda of a terrorist group, for two, and for three, say from sea to shining, or sea to shore, from sea to shore, which means eradicate everyone. So listen, now Hamas leader compares himself to George Floyd. You can't make this shit the fuck up, bro. So now do you see how this, what I've been talking about all this time, the Black Lives Matters that are pro-Hamas and outright admit it, and now Hamas is actively saying we're like George Floyd, and Israel is racist. Israel is like us. Israel is like us, guys, is what they're saying. So, I want you to understand the implications of that. That's directly targeted at our children, at our kids, at these misguided clowns out here that live in a cartoon inside of a video game in their minds. That is directly why Palestine, Gaza, Israel, they don't know what the fuck's going on with George Floyd. Who else are they targeting except for the youth that have been terrorizing? I told you. So now you see where BLM and them have actually been getting their training from. I'm not saying they've been going over there. I'm saying that's who's helping fund. Guess what? That's our taxpayers' dollars helping fund them. That's how they have money. We're giving them $100 million, and now the Hamas leader is on TV, quoting George Floyd and saying they're like George Floyd. Yeah, you are like George Floyd. He was a methed up fentanyl crackhead that just got done molesting a woman and using fake money somewhere. And yeah, you're just like him. He was all hyped up on speedballs, had enough fentanyl in his system to kill a horse. You're identical to him, guys. I agree. But it's just, I love you guys. I love all of you. I love everybody. I don't care who you are, okay? And you gotta understand, this is it. This is the downfall of America. If you're worried about an election in 24, we hit a global war where Russia's involved, where China's involved, where the Middle East is involved, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen because you know what? They know there's going to be a draft. You know there's going to be a draft. If you don't know there's going to be a draft with all that's involved right now and the lowest numbers in our military that we've ever had, then you're not awake. You're not paying attention to what's going on. And do you think that these soy motherfuckers, that's our military? You understand this, right? That's our military aged men right now. Are these soy LGBTQ magical werewolf? They're gonna be going over there biting people and shit. You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna get over there and they're gonna curl up in a ball and they're just gonna decimate. Thank God we have elite troops, but we don't have enough of them. That's the problem. And I wouldn't even put the new troops in. The boys that were doxxed on TV today, those boys are hardcore as a motherfucker. Do you understand this? These are like some of the most elite units in our entire country. Okay? These boys are savage. These boys, this is their life. This is their brotherhood. That's their family that was standing in that room right there. This administration put every one of those boys' lives that have probably done more for this country than anyone out here can imagine doing, have put their minds on the line to where that's where they live. A lot of these boys sacrifice families. They have miserable lives when they come back over here. They're operators. That's what you are when you're an elite class like that. And now they have to look over their shoulder. This doesn't just implicate them over there. These people are in our country. These boys have done things that other military units don't do. Do you understand? This is their job. They're the ones that strategically go in and they get shit done and then they're gone and it's over. To do this to America, listen, every single bit of this government right now should be shut the fuck down. Our borders should be shut off. People should be getting expelled. You know what France is doing right now? They're expelling every immigrant that's come in. They just announced it. They're expelling every single immigrant that's come in. So, why aren't we following suit with what other people are starting to do? This is insane. Do you understand? This is like a 92% thing. Like 92%, if this reaches our shores, 92% of you guys won't make it through this. This is a very, very, very horrible thing. Who are our allies? Think about it. Who are the allies of America? If something happens and we're getting bombarded from all of the Middle East, Russia, China, Korea, now we know they're involved. Now we know they're having talks with Egypt. They're having talks with Syria. They're sending weapons to Syria. They're sending weapons to Iraq and Iran to attack us. So they're already involved. We're already at war with these people. They just found out that Russia and Iran are working together, which I've already reported that to you guys months ago. Why has nobody done anything about it? These are our enemies. These are not our allies. This is what everybody has to understand. These people are seeking to slaughter us. All of them. They know that the American people, the true red-blooded American patriots will shed our blood so they want us gone. And then they're just going to start their whole new thing. It's going to be a one world order. The most of you are going to be slaves. You're going to be speaking Chinese. It's going to be the show Firefly. We're going to be the show Firefly very soon. So if you haven't seen Firefly, they stopped it at one episode. Nathan Fillion, what the fuck? You guys were supposed to be bringing us more of it, and you didn't. Anyway, great. That's what we're going to right now. That's exactly what we're going to. China, like, people are in outer space, and basically it was a second 1776 that went through, and they had the brown coats versus the blue coats, and everybody ended up speaking Chinese in the long run. And the rebels were flying around picking off the scraps because the Union took over. The Union took over everything. And since we had traveled out into space, they took over everything. That's what we're working into right now. It's exactly what we're working into right now. Because America's a joke at this point. This is the saddest thing. My heart's breaking. My heart breaks for this country right now. I am super angry, aggravated, disappointed, and just, I'm scared for this country. For the first time in my life. I'm 41 years old. We've been through a lot of shit in this country in the past 41 years. Okay? And for the first time in my life, I'm scared for all of you. I'm scared for the citizens of this country. I'm scared that people aren't out here getting ready. Everybody's talking and saying, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and then you're just going to work and you're coming home and you're not actually getting ready. So, my question is, I'm asking anyone that sees this video, I know I'm not famous like other people out here, but can we come together as red-blooded Americans in support of this country, in support of our God, our Savior, in support of the children of the future of this country, to make sure our children aren't speaking Chinese or Russian or Arabic, God forbid, to let our children live in a country where they don't have to be told that from the day they're 4 or 5 years old, it's okay, it's required by your religion to kill your enemy, to hurt your enemy, to earn your place to another area. That's not cool, bro. That's why it's terrorism. You say the civilians. What civilians? From the day that all of these people are little kids, the only thing that is drilled into their heads is to kill Jews and infidels. I know you people don't understand that because you have American moralities out there. And I'm speaking to the left. Don't get butt hurt, my fellow patriots. I'm speaking to the left right now. I know that you don't understand how savage this is going to be. But once again, I'm going to explain to you. Okay? Viewer disclaimer advised. This is why my videos are marked 18 and up and not for children. They're going, if you have children, don't let them listen to what I'm about to say. Okay? First, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. If this reaches American soil, if we have a large-scale attack with the amount of people that have been gathering in our country right now on American soil supporting terrorists, okay, and if you notice, a lot of them look Israeli and they look Palestinian, plain and simple. These are active terrorists in our country, and their moralities are much different than ours, okay? Do you hear when they get mad? I cut your throat. I kill you. I hate you for Allah. I love death more than you love life. They're going to get you. They're going to cut you right off the bat because that's what they do. If you're the ladies, they're going to rape you for weeks, okay? They're going to force you. They're going to brutalize you for weeks on end. They're not just going to kill you guys right off the bat. The ones that they don't want to take with them, the ones that, because they only need so many people, because one or two of you can go around 100 people for a week, and they're constantly brutalizing you, and they don't have to, they get breaks, but you don't. So they don't need 20 or 30 of you. They need one or two that they can brutalize with a whole platoon, a whole gaggle of these freaking very hypocritic people. Because don't worry, guys, you're safe too. They're going to rape you to death as well. They're going to try to anyway. But don't worry, when they're done raping you for 2 weeks, they're going to cut you up a lot, and they're going to beat you with stones and sacks of rocks and slings, like David and Goliath slings. They're gonna pelt you with stones with these. But don't worry, they're going to doctor you up enough to keep you alive for just a little bit longer after that. Okay? And yes, I'm getting a little bit emotional right now because I know these things are true because I've seen these things. Okay? And it's horrible. You don't want this here. We want to come together as a nation, and we want to just live our lives and have barbecues. Okay? So let's get back to the brutality of it. Then, after they've brutalized you to the point that you didn't know that such evil and humanity existed, and you regret everything you've ever done in your entire life, you regret ever being born, you don't have an ounce of anything left in you because you're so fucking broken. And now this is already normalized to you. You're okay with what's happening now, in a way, in a sick, twisted way in your head. You deserve this, okay? You've been indoctrinated to the brutality. Then they'll hang you from a light post somewhere in a black burlap sack, and they'll pelt you with stones and leave you there until you die. That's when they'll finally let you have death. When you're so broken and so brutalized that you're no longer a human being. You're just a sack of mush, okay? Children, I want you to understand that. I'm going to be posting some videos that haven't been on the internet yet, okay? Anywhere. And they're not of this war, but they're of these people and what they do over there just on a regular basis, okay? And I want you to understand these are absolutely real pictures. These things happen. They don't have moralities like we do. Okay? There are no moralities for these people. They want us dead. There's no in between. There's no, we're gonna negotiate. They want us dead. We're the infidel. They are rewarded for killing us. Okay? Now that we've gotten that out of the way, we're gonna watch some of these videos. And I'm gonna have to fix my tripod for the next show, but something happened to the suction cup, so I don't feel like screwing with it anymore. So I'm gonna get into oh my god, so I'm gonna skip the first two, and we're gonna go right to what's happening in the Middle East right now with China and Russia and all of that good stuff. And we're just going to skip Biden altogether because fuck that guy, right? He's a mush sack, a soup sack. Didn't some real big shit happen in Canada today? I don't really pay attention to that because we could take Canada, like a group of me and my friends could take Canada in a couple hours, so I mean, there's not really a precedent there. I feel really bad for the people because the people of Canada are super fucking nice. I lived in Michigan for a while, and we used to go up to Canada all the time. Nova Scotia is some of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, along with some of the biggest assholes I've ever met. But super nice people in Canada. Feel bad for what they're going through right now. Super, super bad. But, I mean, you guys vote for it. You want it. You know, a lot of you are really into the horrible things that are happening over there right now, and I pray for you. And that's all I can do. It's some horrible things happening over there right now. I'm sorry for that. You guys have like no freedoms whatsoever. That's crazy. So anyway, we're gonna get into boom, Middle East hits
missiles that misfired, causing Tuesday's deadly hospital explosion. And the Department of Defense releasing new video of more than 180 intercepts of U.S. warplanes by Chinese aircraft over the past 2 years, with military officials calling this beyond.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
On high alert. Just moments ago, U.S. officials announced a U.S. military base in Syria was attacked by drones. They say this follows other drone attacks over the past few days against the U.S. in Iraq. We're now also seeing alleged involvement from other countries. North Korea denies arming Hamas fighters with weapons, but reports show it was North Korean missiles that misfired, causing Tuesday's deadly hospital explosion. And the Department of Defense releasing new video of more than 180 intercepts of U.S. warplanes by China.
As you know, these are reactions for me, just like they are. It's my first time seeing some of these videos. You heard that, right? It's Korea's fault what happened in that hospital. You hear that, lefties? It's Korea's fault. It was one of Korea's missiles. That's why it was such a...
Chinese aircraft over the past 2 years, with military officials calling this beyond concerning. So joining us now, retired U.S. Air Force Brigadier General John Teichert. John, thank you so much for being with us. First of all, today the State Department is advising U.S. citizens overseas to exercise increased caution. Should all Americans be reconsidering any international travel right now?
Nicole, I think it's important to realize that, especially in the Middle East, but stemming from the Middle East through Iran, that Iran is seeking to create unrest or provide opportunities for their proxies to attack American targets. And it is wise, especially...
That's all you're going to hear, by the way, from every politician right now and every newscast. Iran. Because they want Iran to get involved, because they've already made it very clear if Iran gets involved, we're going to war for 100% sure. So they want Iran to be involved in this, and they're pushing for it really hard. Like everywhere you look for the next few days, that's all you're going to hear is Iran.
Especially in that region, but around the world, for Americans to be vigilant as they travel overseas, realizing that some of those malign actors, like Iran, are looking to do harm to our interests.
And I do want to talk about Iran. First, I want to touch on those drone attacks. What was your reaction to learning about them, including this latest attack that we are learning about in Syria?
I was over as a senior defense official in Iraq for 14 months in 2020 and 2021 when Iran...
So is anyone paying attention to that? Why do we have a military base in Syria? Pay attention to the words they're saying now.
Or Iran's proxies started using unmanned systems to attack American interests in the region. And frankly, for the last 44 years, Iran has created an arc of instability throughout the Middle East: Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and Gaza. And they are finding ways to find pretexts to attack American interests and ultimately creating instability in the Middle East that harms the population of the Middle East as much as it does American interests.
You know, and General, as you know, the president will be addressing the nation tonight. Do you think he will bring up Iran? Should he be talking about Iran?
I'm disappointed that the president thus far has not mentioned Iran in the 11 days since what is clearly an Iranian-supported attack by Hamas.
The Israel-Hamas war entering a new chapter. More threats are...
Breaking news, we have just learned of 2 new attacks on U.S. forces in Syria, this time with rockets and drones. This means at least 4 attacks now in the past 36 hours. The first of the attacks was on a U.S. base by a suspected Iranian drone, killing 1 American contractor, wounding another, and injuring 5 U.S. service members as well. The U.S. has launched airstrikes in retaliation in response to those first attacks. We're just learning of these additional attacks tonight. Air Force F-15 fighter jets taking to the skies, destroying 2 Iranian-aligned facilities. U.S. intelligence saying the first deadly attack on U.S. forces was conducted by a one-way attack drone made in Iran. One of the 2 most recent ones also using drones. President Biden, who authorized the retaliatory airstrike, saying just a short time ago that the U.S. does not seek conflict with Iran, but is prepared to, quote, act forcefully to protect our...
Okay, listen. We don't seek, but we just blew your shit up. We retaliated. That's war. We're at war. We're firing missiles at each other. We're at war. You know how this works with the Democrats. They'll announce it eventually. But they won't announce it congressionally like they're supposed to. And they're talking about all these aid packages. Well, think about the fact that we don't have a Speaker of the House right now. So, can't be approved. Oh, I hate this speaker. Sorry, guys.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Deadly. In response, U.S. F-15s destroyed 2 Iranian-aligned training and equipment facilities in Syria.
To make no mistake, the United States
no
does
big
not,
deal, just training
does not
facilities and
emphasize
equipment facilities.
Seek conflict with Iran, but be prepared for us to act forcefully, protect our people. That's exactly what happened last night.
It was 6:38 a.m. Eastern Time on Thursday when an explosive-laden Iranian drone came hurtling down on the U.S. base in northeast Syria, leaving 1 American contractor dead, 1 wounded, and 5 U.S. service members injured as well. 4 of the Americans medically evacuated. Central Command immediately planning counter-strikes.
Of course they
and
did.
Just hours later, President Biden aboard Air Force One, authorizing the retaliatory attacks, sending 2 F-15s into the air and hitting their targets. There are currently 900 American service members and hundreds more contractors in Syria as part of a counter-ISIS force. The attacks against those forces by these Iranian-backed proxies have been relentless. Nearly 80 rocket or drone attacks in the last 2 years. This is the first time the U.S. has hit targets in Syria since August, and the first time an American has been killed in Syria in a drone attack. And tonight, there are serious questions about how the drone got through.
We take force protection very, very seriously. I will say...
All right. Well, that audio said F this, right? Now, this is the Pentagon guy. He's a retard.
Thank you, General. These attacks in Syria and Iraq, the Pentagon often ascribes the blame on those to Iranian-backed militias of some similar description. Do you have the sense that's the case here?
So we're continuing to assess the nature of these attacks.
A non-answer.
And that's something that we'll continue to look very closely at, as you mentioned.
Doesn't that sound just like Korean Jean-Pierre?
Iranian-backed militia conduct these types of things, but as
He's the
right
press
now,
secretary
I don't have
too.
any specifics.
More broadly related on Iran, do you have any update on whether you see Iran directly tied to the Hamas attack of October 7th?
No, at this point, again, the information that we have does not show a direct connection to the Hamas attacks on October 7th. As it relates to Iran, again, that's something that we'll continue to look closely at. All that to say, we do know, as you've heard others say, that Iran has a...
Okay, it's hard for me to hear this guy talk. He's a ding-a-ling. But what you got to remember is it was the day of rage when this happened. The direct correlation of Hamas is why this happened. So there's no evidence of that. They're really, really backing up Palestine and Hamas for some reason in this government. And that's absolute insanity. That is absolute insanity. You have to agree with that. If you don't, then you're a traitor to this country. I mean, that's a fact, you know. You can't back terrorists that want to kill all Americans and Jews and say you're part of this country. That's just a fact. I mean, you're like, oh, we have free speech. No, you don't. Where in the Constitution does it say you have free speech to be a terrorist? Where is that? Where is that in the Constitution that we accept? As a matter of fact, we don't negotiate with terrorists. That's the staple of America. We do not negotiate with terrorists. Plain and simple. No negotiation with terrorists. So, tell me how We're allowing active terrorists to push propaganda in our government right now, holding thousands and thousands of people, tens of thousands of people, at our Capitol, interrupting live proceedings. You know, I mean, that's a terror attack. Is it a coincidence that they just happened to terrorize the House Speaker meeting? Is that a coincidence or not? You know, so look at the time that all of this is happening. Look at the fact the Hamas leader is actively quoting, they are like George. They're like George, boy. They're like George Floyd. And we're like John Wayne. And we need to deal with this shit, okay? Because this is crazy. Why is the leader of Hamas speaking to the youth of our country? How is America allowing this? I'd help a lot of people. I would try to get a lot of property in a lot of different places and build places where kids can come learn things and learn to be Americans and learn to love the Lord and learn to build and prosper and help others. I would start organizations where teenagers, when I say organizations, I mean direct funding of this stuff. I don't believe in 501c3s. There's too much corruption in that bullshit. I believe in just giving money directly to people. Honestly, I'd try to build as many homes in Hawaii as I can right now and try to filter out some water in East Palestine, Ohio. I would try to filter out the water here in Port Charlotte that we can barely drink, and we can't eat fish out of the water right now. There's so much fecal matter in our bays and in our canals. There's a lot of veterans. They wouldn't be homeless anymore. They would have property to just go build out whatever they wanted to on. I wouldn't presume to put them in somewhere they didn't want to be, so you get like 140 acres and spread it out in different places, you know what I mean? And let them just go live and build their own shit, do their own thing, have an organization set up where we all get together as brothers and we speak about other brothers that are having PTSD problems and help them and let them understand that a gun's not the solution and there is redemption for them. That's what it's all about. You know, those who didn't know, you know, that's what it's all about. It's a redemption thing. It's all about the things they've done. It's all about how the world is, and, you know, it's just not fair. It really isn't, and it's a horrible thing. It genuinely breaks my heart. I'm a piece of shit, too, though, so, I mean, I'm a good person, but at the same time, my moralities are also a little different than others, so, I don't want any of what's coming, but I'm ready for what's coming, and I hope you guys are. I'm willing. Everybody knows I have courses. I have courses for people. If I don't charge anything, that's why I'm broke, because I don't charge anything for the stuff I do. But if you need to learn how to, we have fully functional simunitions that are just like an AR-15, pulls apart just like an AR-15, teach you how to break stuff apart, clean it right, you know, teach you how to change your gas chambers, your gas tubes, teach you how to take your bolt carriers out, and your charging handles and all that stuff, teach you how to present properly, teach you how to clear houses properly, teach you how to grow food properly. We do a live animal slaughter course whenever we're able to. Anything I'm able to do within the confines of my legal situations, I'm able to, I will do. As most people know, though, for those of you that don't, it dawned on me. I've talked about a lot of the things that have happened to me, and I've posted random pictures here and there. So I'm going to put together a collage of different things, and I'm going to post it on here and on X, and it shows the accumulation of all the things that they just, how they collectively target people like me that speak out, how they're able to cancel somebody's bank accounts, how they're able to cancel somebody's credit cards, how they're able to get your website shut down, your business license pulled, how to fuck with your customers, how they can actually find you by acting like somebody else through your Google. They can get into your Google apps. I've got all my shit shut down and shut off. Because they found a way to get into my Google apps, get my information, get my banking information, get my customers' information, all kinds of other stuff. Burnt stuff to the ground, wrecked my trucks up, you know, So I'm going to put all that together. I'm not complaining, but I'm going to show you what the difference between someone that has conviction and someone that just gets on places and says, hey, I'm a patriot, I'm a 3%er, I got it on my body, it'll be there forever, it's permanent, I love my country, I'll fight for everybody in my country. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I won't fight for you as an American citizen, okay? As a human being. I'm not just going to see people get slaughtered in front of me by my enemy on my soil. Plain and simple. Just works like that. You're going to see that the moralities of everything in this country change the moment these kids realize how fucked they are. Because none of you liberals out here are realizing, none of you young kids are realizing, you're the ones that have to go fight this war. You're the military of this generation. So, people like me were too old to even join the military. I would gladly go in the military, fight for my country. This is a global war. You people are putting this as a standpoint of Israel versus Iran. That's not what this is. This is all of our enemies coming together to destroy us, okay? That's what the end goal of all of this is. We're already off the stage as the supreme power of the world. Just look at these, man, you know how much electricity there would have been on that stage today, and how much electricity would have been in Iran already, and Gaza and all these places if Donald Trump, first of all, it would have never happened. But look, I'm going to say it again, I'm going to say it loud and proud, 100%. Donald J. Trump, Speaker of the House. We got to put him back in the running right now, plain and simple. That would fix this entire thing with all this bullshit they got going on in their division. Because then the other Republicans have the say during their election season, which is coming up. We are the ones that voted against Donald Trump to the base that they rely on to get their position back. Can't do that. And then when Trump goes to pass something through, a proposal or something like that, they have to be the ones that went against. Once again, it works out in all favors. They have to be the ones to go against Donald Trump when they got election coming up. They won't. They won't be those people. And if they are those people, they might as well call themselves a Democrat at that point, with the way the political landscape's going. Y'all know I'm right about that. You all know I'm right about it. A lot of you might not want to admit it in this world. You know I'm right. Right now, without a Speaker of the House, who's going to approve this package for Ukraine? And is this going to end up being an executive order? Is this going to be an executive order? Didn't the greatest president ever say no president can rule by executive order, and that Donald Trump would start World War III because he would sign so many executive orders? And didn't that same president end up being the one that has signed pretty much more executive orders than most other presidents ever have? So, yes, Donald Trump did sign a lot of executive orders. A lot of them were needed. But you also got to understand, Donald Trump had COVID, okay? Nobody else has had COVID. That was the dumbest shit we've been through in many generations, okay? That was just stupid. And then thank you, Putin, for getting rid of COVID. You know what I mean? So, you got to understand, yes, there was inflation. Yes, there was a lot of spending. You're welcome for at least a little bit of reprieve you did get while Trump was in office. You know what I mean? That whole $600 from Biden, man. Woo! 16 cents on my hot dogs for 4th of July. Holy shit, bro. I'm telling you what, I got an extra pack of hot dogs. But then I realized I was broke because I had to pay for my fucking gas to go get the hot dogs. You know what I mean? It's all a distraction game. Everything here is a distraction game away from one thing and one thing only. Stopping the American system. And they're succeeding big time. Business is shutting down, banks shutting down. It's here. It's here. Everything we've been worried about, been called conspiracy theorists for, and every step of the way we've been right, it's here. Okay? And this escalation, when I said we'd be firing at each other last night when I was on my live, wow. was I really mistaken on I said it would be another week. It happened the next direct day. So from here, tonight something's going to happen. Tomorrow something's going to happen. Every day from here on out, something bigger is going to happen. More people are going to get involved. Then once U.S. has sent a large force in to keep Egypt and Jordan and Iran and Iraq and Syria back, then Korea and Russia and China say, oh, well, look, they're really distracted here. They're being stopped right here in the ocean. Oh, look, we've already pulled their strategic ships, their warships, and put them outside of Israel. So now that part is no longer being guarded off from China. You guys do understand that, right? We pulled our strategic warships from China's side that watches China's army for us and put them over here. So now that's completely open. They have an advancing stage now. They have everything they need. All of these countries have everything they need. This administration has single-handedly handed out everything they need. $100 million. Man, you know what $100 million is going to get Hamas on the black market in Arab countries? And from Korea, bro, that's some cheap-ass shit, man. Are you kidding me? Buying ammo over there compared to here is fucking pretty badass. American money, they're going to be, man, they're going to be having all kinds of shit. They're going to have some land-to-air defenses. They're going to have everything Afghanistan has, because they're probably going to buy a bunch of our American equipment from fucking Afghanistan now, since the Taliban have put in support for Hamas and are now, we're going right back. Look, we might as well have stayed in fucking Afghanistan, bro. We might as well have stayed in that bullshit war that we've been in for all this time. Why'd we leave it at this now? Honestly, why did we leave? We're fixing to be right back there. At least we'd still have that country. They wouldn't be able to. Now at this point, if we wouldn't have left Afghanistan and we would have left some fighting forces there, like the whole plan was to pull out the right way, now we would have a strategic advantage in Afghanistan, and we don't. We've lost that strategic advantage now. So they've literally broke down in the most retarded, fucked up ways everything that we've built in my entire generation. Everything my entire generation and my father's generation built, they have destroyed. Single-handedly in 3 years. Do you know how insane that is? Do you know how quick that is? That is the quickest. I mean, yes, it's been going on for a long time, for years and years and years, 75 plus years. I get that's been happening, but the way they have systematically destroyed this country in the past 3.5 fucking years is insane. Where you at in Arizona? Baby girl, you're so cute. That's all right. I know your women have big beards, right? I get it. Where you at in Arizona? I've lived all over. Apache Junction, Mesa, Tempe, Deer Valley, Phoenix. Anyway, Prescott. I know Prescott. My uncle does the morning tax report on ABC. So anyway, that's cool. Hey, you do you. I'll pray for you. I hope you find God. You know, that's all good. You do you. It's your life. It's not mine. That's what I try to explain to everybody. Look, I still have all the same trolls I've ever had. All the people who've gotten me fucked up my shit, I ain't never blocked them. All the people that have just run me into the ground and got me canceled, I ain't never blocked none of you, and I never will, because we have free speech. How the fuck am I going to say what I want to up here? How am I going to be as vulgar as I want to and not let you talk shit to me? You guys can talk shit all you want. I don't give a fuck. I love it. Sometimes I like my trolls a lot. You guys think about me all the time. If you don't like me, I love you. It's all good. Hope everybody out here is just having a blessed day. Hope you're enjoying what you can. I hope you're finding a way to get out here and keep yourself safe. I hope you're getting you some, if anything, some training of some sort with firearms. If anything, go to Tractor Supply. The big, huge 70, 80 pound bags of premium corn feed. They're like $24 a bag. Buy like 6, 7 of them. You can make cornmeal. You crush the corn up, you got cornmeal. You make any kind of corn products you want out of that. Okay? Super high in caloric value. You get flour, big bags of flour. You can make tortillas, super high value, caloric value in that. Okay? Dried beans, big, huge bags of rice. You don't have to get MREs if you're broke. I get it, I'm broke too. All that shit that I had saved up was in that RV that got burnt down. So, I had to start from square one. Then, if you don't know, last week, my big fucking X-Mark mower, somebody nabbed it. So, we're looking for that right now. But anyway, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. What matters is saving the future of this country. That's all I care about anymore at this point. We have to. Otherwise, what was the point of anything any of us have ever done in life? If our absolute goal right now isn't to have at least the conviction to sacrifice monetary stuff so our kids don't have to speak another language and be ruled by rulers that are communists, they don't have to speak Chinese, they don't have to speak Russian, they get to be American citizens well into their future, into their children's future, into their children's future, and they get to use American dollars, they get to have free speech and a constitution, they get to grow up in a moral, civilized country. That's all that should matter. The future for the children. That's it. Our future's done. Most of us in my generation, I was born in 1982, most of us, I'm 41 years old. If this drags out any longer, you know, I mean, my future, this is my future. You know what I mean? This is my future. This is the prime of my future, pretty much. It's not going to get any better from here on out, physically and mentally. It's just going to decline. You know what I mean? So, we might be the savage people like me that start fighting in the beginning of this, but when we're gone, it's left to these soy kids that have no muscle tone, don't know what to do if stuff gets shut down, and don't know how to take care of anything. They don't know how to build anything. They don't know how to make enterprises. They don't know how to make, you know, a country. They don't know how to build infrastructure and do the small things that actually matter and to actually run everything. So, if we now, in this generation of mine, if Generation X doesn't stand the fuck up right now and make a noise so loud that we shut this shit down before it has to get violent on our soil, if we don't find a way to come together in every one of our communities and expel this bullshit that's happening in our communities, then there's going to be no future for our children. Do you understand? There's going to be none. At this point in time, with the way people are acting in the country, there's going to be no future for our kids. Absolutely not. Okay, World War III, there won't be an election. Do you understand? We'll be stuck with this puppet bullshit, and they're going to keep, they're literally telling you they're funding the terrorists that we're going to war with right now. They're literally telling you on live TV, we're giving $100 million to the people that want us all dead. And they're slaughtering civilians. Oh, but they're giving them to the civilians in Gaza. Hamas is the government of Gaza. What the fuck do you kids not understand about this? 51% of Gaza voted for Hamas to be the government of Gaza, to speak for Gaza. What don't people understand this? Go on my channel and look at the videos that and the cartoons that the children watch. Look at the schools that are UN run schools, by the way, that what they're taught. They have a game called Stab the Jew. Do you guys know that? They literally have a game that the kids play called Stab the Jew, where 3 or 4 kids dress up with the, I don't mean to laugh, but like I said, my moralities are a little fucked up, and I've seen some stupid shit. Okay, so they dress up like Jewish people, and there's a kid hiding behind something, and he's got a Palestinian wrap on, and he hops out and he fucking stabs him and then runs, and it says, stab the Jew. What the fuck, bro? These are little kids. This is what they're taught. Okay, these are the civilians. There's not an army. Gaza doesn't have a fucking army. They're all civilians. Do you not understand that? Hamas, they are civilians. They're driving around in Toyota trucks, bro, with 7 dudes deep hanging off of them, going to war with countries that have war machines. They're not a country. They're an open-air prison, literally. They're a refugee camp. Let's go save the Uyghur Muslims. Let's go save the slave children in Africa. If you want to get involved with something that actually is gonna make a difference. The Middle East will always be at war. The religions don't allow them not to be. Even though they're Muslim, they all have a different standpoint of the religion. One of the Quran flat out says right in it, in the beginning of the Quran, like you have the post page on the Bible that tells you the origin of the Bible. It says it was only created for war. In one of the certain Qurans, it says it was literally created for war, to make people be more compliant in war. And I'm like, that's all these kids know in these places. That's all they know. The children that you want to save will slaughter you if you go over there and support as Queers for Palestine. The kids that you are saying are civilians, the women that you are saying civilians, will literally slaughter you if you go over there. And you know how we know you know that is because people like me have offered to get you the money and send you over there to help the civilians. We're being serious. We're not joking with you. We will get you the money to go over and help these people. These civilians. We'll get you the money to go do it. Right now. We'll send you out tonight. I guarantee you, I can raise the money to send all of you over there before the end of the night. I guarantee you that. If you guys were ready to go and you were at the airport, I guarantee you I can have those tickets paid for by the time you got to that airport. I think I can make that go viral enough. I think we could all find a way to make that go viral enough. Yeah, I know. Don't let them take them. No, don't. That's the only reason that they don't just flat out attack us. That's why they've had to send all these people through the border and strategically put armies in our country. And our government. They didn't mention one thing about Biden didn't mention one thing about the U.S. border today. He didn't mention one thing about the statistics that I showed you guys of how many terrorists are in our country. They actively know these people are here. They actively release them back into our country knowing they're fucking terrorists. If you don't see that this is systematically all put together in one big ribbon and bow, everybody, all of them are working together. We're funding both sides of the war that we're fixing to fight, that we are fighting. As of this morning and last night, they're bombing us and we're bombing them in Iraq and Syria. Okay, Iraq and Syria started bombing us on the day of rage. Hamas is saying they're George Floyd. Literally, the leader of Hamas said George Floyd on live TV. He said he and Palestine are like George Floyd and that Israel is like us. Like us, you know, the domestic, we're the terrorists. Those of us sitting here worried about children, our children's future. We're the fucking terrorists. The ones that haven't attacked anybody. Ever have we attacked anybody. Not once have we caused any violence. None of us. We're the terrorists. Because we don't want our children sexualized and we don't want terrorists in our country killing us. That makes us a terrorist. So we live in bizarro land, an opposite world, and literally logic is backwards. So their logic is backwards. Everything that's always been good and right is bad, and everything that's always been bad is now good and right. So you put it together in a religious standpoint, Revelations. You put it together in a military strategic standpoint, World War III. You put it together, either way you want to look at it. Whether you're an atheist or Christian, I'm a Christian personally. I love Jesus. I know he's real. I know I'm a piece of shit sinner, and I know I couldn't be here without him. If you haven't seen the show Chosen or checked out Angel Studios, Do it immediately. Best Jesus story you'll ever see in your life. Almost cried when I watched the Unclean episode. You'll know what I mean if you watch it. Completely free. Download Angel Studios app. Completely free. You can donate when you're able to. Okay? Good shows. Good movies to watch, too. Anyway, let's get back to... Let me skim through this here. What did we not talk about on here? Because there were some pretty big things. We talked about how we have active terrorists speaking for our United States government at an active insurrection, inciting an insurrection, speaking for the insurrection, active Congress members speaking for the insurrection at the Capitol. They did interrupt official proceedings. This is their definition of an insurrection, and don't you know, none of them are being charged for any of that. They're being charged for assaulting officers and stuff like that. Oh, what's that? A bunch of them have already been bonded out, we found out? Huh. Fucking son of a bitch. Like I said, if you get kids, don't have them watching, because from here on out, we're at war. As far as I'm concerned, everything around me is a black flag zone. I don't know who I could trust, what's going on with people anymore, because it's getting insane out here. In my state of Florida, it's getting bad. If you people aren't paying attention to the things going on in the news, and you've never watched my lives before, what's up? Things are getting bad. Clearwater, Tampa, Orlando, Sarasota, next town over from me. Pro-Hamas, pro-Palestine. If you're saying you're pro-Palestine, you're pro-Hamas. Do you not understand that? If you're saying you're pro-Palestine, you are pro-Hamas. Same thing. If you don't understand that, then you're a child and you literally know nothing about life. You've never been anywhere. You've never seen this stuff. You don't know what you're talking about. So you don't have an opinion. I'm just going to put that out there for you. And as far as I'm concerned, you don't have a fucking opinion. Because you don't know what you're talking about. Because you haven't been there and you haven't seen it and you don't know these people. Okay? So just listen to the adults in the room that know what they're talking about. And the most important thing in the world right now is keeping our Delta Force brothers that are still more than likely getting sent over there, which they don't need to be. They need to be getting put in a safe house right now, because now they have people in America looking for them. And guess what? You better be protected. Oh, you know what? Hey, brothers, right now, I volunteer. Please, if I know you won't see it, I'm going to have to put this everywhere. I'm going to put this on every one of my social medias. Please share this to as many people as you can. Anyone that sees this, I volunteer, and I have people that will help me. Okay, we volunteer to help keep your family safe. First off. So any of you that have to go away and you're now worried about the safety of your family, that's what you guys have to understand about this. It's not just a death warrant on these people. These are fucking terrorists. They do terroristic things. They terrorize people. So now anyone that's being out here like me and you are, that are speaking like this, I understand if you don't speak like this. I get it. But at least behind this camera, support those of us that are. You know what I mean? Whether it's through emails, whether it's through whatever, support those of us that are. Keep in contact with us. Let us teach you things that you don't understand so you can be prepared. Okay? Because these people are terrorists. They don't think like you. You have to start being more situationally aware of what's going on around you. You have to see how people use their body language, how people move, how people act nowadays. I mean, if you don't get a gun pulled on you in this day and age, you're not living out in the world doing the kind of stuff I'm doing. Because my customers get guns pulled on them because I sell them stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a crazy day and age we live in. And you have to adapt to what's about to come. This is nothing like anybody's ever seen. When these people wake up, that's why they call them sleeper cells. That's what it means they wake up. When these people wake up and they start attacking here, this isn't going to be like these little fake gangbanger attacks you see. These are terrorists, okay? These aren't going to be these beginner terrorist courses that BLM and all them are going through, because they've never lived in a country like theirs. And they're being used as proxies to fuck America up. That's all they're being used for. They're going to slaughter what is, you're gonna have to, I have a traumatic brain injury, so you're gonna have to not not abbreviate shit for me. Sub. Can I sub? Can you subscribe? SUB. Explain that to me, Joshua Fox. My name is Joshua as well. It's a righteous name, brother. Anyway, if you're saying can I subscribe, then of course. Of course, that's not a question. I don't care who you are, you subscribe. My channel is I allow all comments on my channels. I put that in the thing. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you like me, you don't like me. I just want you to hear what I have to say. Plain and simple. Sub. Yes, get up. Come on, get up. Come here, get up, get up. Woo. That's my Scooby-Doo right there. Gosh, Scooby. There's some Scooby snacks, right? You get some Scooby snacks. I give you some. Yeah. I just got snowed on from white fur. Yeah. That was my favorite show growing up, by the way. Shaggy guy. So, yeah, I've been on here for an hour and 6 minutes tonight, guys. I'm going live tomorrow afternoon again. With my lawnmower and my equipment stolen, kind of hard to climb trees and work, right? So I'm out selling flags every day and shirts and hats. And we're doing school board meetings again. We're doing county meetings. A lot of good they're going to do at this point, but we're still going to be out here fighting every day. We're still going to be out here doing a flag waving every single day. Once I get some equipment and some tripods and shit back, we'll start doing, with our flag waves that we do, we'll start getting out here and recording some of it. I record some of it. I put something up on X every day about, all the flags I got out. I think I had 14 flags out today, different ones, a bunch of signs for Israel. Now it says wood chippers for pedophiles on the side of my truck as well. And on the other side, I guess, why not? I'm going to put fuck Palestine on the other side. So, I love you guys. Have a blessed night. That's an hour of news, an hour of trying to get people to unite with each other and come together. And I love everybody out there. In the name of Jesus, bless everybody. Bring everybody to your word. Stop all of this violence, Lord. Give us the strength to do what needs to come. Give us the strength to survive what's about to come, Lord. Give us the strength and the testicular fortitude to save this country for our children. In the name of Jesus, carry our words. Father, we love you. Amen. I love you guys. Have a blessed day. Be safe. I haven't heard that old Shaggy one in a while, have you, Kira?